And so in reality, we want that to be an integer direction. And can we cast? Alright. And then that's just times 2.0 times 2 minus 1. Right? And then we just do direction times like that. Is that going to work? What's int and float? Okay, we'll just make this a float then. Okay. Cool. Alright. Well, that wasn't exactly what I thought was going to happen, but it's close to a zigzag. I'm honestly really surprised I managed to work that out on my own, because I'm honestly not. I haven't done mathematics for a long time. I thought it was going to be a bit harder than that. Well, that's actually really encouraging. So I'm going to run you through like my thought pattern here. So how I got here was I was like, well, we've got a background color, a foreground color, and we've got a number that represents the width of these bands. Right? Oh wait, if I just do this, does it get a no? I wonder if that's going to be alright though. No, it's not really what I'm wanting. Okay, anyway, so basically the fragment shader has a very simple logic at the top level, right? If the current UV, and I suppose we could put screen UV in here as well, but I think the UV is going to be square, whereas the screen UV is going to be relative to the screen resolution, and we don't really need that. Okay, so the UV, right, which is the coordinate that we're drawing of this tile, if that is foreground, then we do the foreground color, and otherwise we do the background color. Then what we do is we basically, because the coordinate is between 0 and 1, in fact we don't really need to do that. We can just do this. Right? Why can't we do that? Because we need it to be more than 1, right? Okay. So basically we just increase the size of the coordinate, and I think this is essentially a scale value from what I can gather. Yeah. So what we're going to say is this is now going to be another scale value, uniform, sorry, and we're just going to say that's like 200. So this is going to be the scale of our texture. Okay. So essentially we work out our x direction. So we can work out if the x is within a certain step by doing this. We say like the fractional, if the fractional value of this, and we've times it by 200, is less than half, then essentially this is going to give us the value either 1 or -1, right? So we're saying if this coordinate was going to be in the foreground, if we were just thinking about the x, right? And then we can say, well, if that isn't going to be in the foreground, we can modulate that result, the result of the y, with that value. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm not even making sense to myself, to be honest. So if we have this x direction here, we do the same thing for the y direction. I think that might be able to fix the issue. Well, what I think if we do, nope, negative x direction. Okay, well, so how do we invert those values? Do we just do this? Negative and plus. And then do the y direction. Yeah? No. Whoa, hello. What have I done? I could do the y direction after the fact, right? Y direction times. That's kind of cool. Not quite what I'm after though, but it's kind of cool. And then what if we did x direction here? No. Y direction. Wow, that's kind of cool. Okay, so that's interesting. That's close to what I want. Hello, Maxi Alpha 79. Thank you for the follow. Are you good at shaders? Because I'm not. I love someone who's good at shaders. That talk to me about shaders. I mean, we could just leave it like this, and then get the colors right and move on, and then I'll fix up the details later, which probably is a good idea. So this is essentially what they've got. So mirror tile X ST. What does ST stand for? Name your variables, for God's sake. Okay. So it's like the screen texture, ST screen texture, is taking the coordinate divided by the resolution. So I guess it's screen texture coordinate. Color is then going to be the background color, which is black. So the screen texture is the mirror tile. And what we do is we times it by 1 by 2. And then the zoom is some arbitrary number, right? So like we could just, yeah, so the zoom isn't important. In fact, the zoom here could be another uniform, I think. Float zoom equals 10.0. Let's just float zoom. Okay. And then, so we can get rid of this number because that's just zoom. Alright. Okay. Then, fill Y. And this isn't, we don't even need this, right? We just need that. I'm gonna push Command S every time I make a change because I'm used to doing that. I'm sorry. Okay, so we've got rid of that there. This is obviously pi, so we don't need float pi equals 3.14, right? And then that's going to allow us to get rid of this. And why are you working out pi? Okay. Let's try and understand this code. Okay, so from the ST, we're going to call it screen coordinate, right? And then we're just going to use that everywhere that uses screen coordinate. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so this seems to be the shape of our zigzag. So if I put 4, 2, 1, 3, 2. Okay, so this is actually zigzag shape, right? And let's plop this up the top. Big 2 zig. Zigzag is a single word, I think. Right? So that's what that means there. Okay. Interesting. So this will say coord and replace that where it's relevant.